hey, she thought I couldn't get any more mumsy. Here we are, me and youngest outside number 2 child's ballet class. Just, you know. Right, so we wanted to talk to you about libraries. Now, Granny loves a good library, don't you, darling? Yeah? You love when you go to the room with the house full of books? Yeah. But we don't actually go very often because in our village there is no library, and the library in the next village along is it's always closed, or at least it feels like it's always closed. So I mostly read ebooks from the library. But my local library doesn't have many ebooks. So the county next along has more ebooks, and it has a reciprocal agreement, so people in my county could get them. So they have more ebooks than ours, but still not very many. And I was still feeling a little bit like, I want more books. So I did what anybody does. Whee! And took to the internet and discovered, oops, there aren't very many libraries that you can be a member of by paying money instead of living in the right place. One of them is Dallas, but the online form for Dallas doesn't work in the UK, or I couldn't get it to work. And I was like, yeah, you just need to download it and email it. And that was just, I did not have the executive function for that. And it would have saved me money, but you know. So I have become a member of the Orange County Library, and I love it. I love it. I love it. There's so many books. It's brilliant. For $125 a year, I can borrow almost any book I want to read, and it's fantastic. So I got so used to it. I want to read that. I'll put it into Libby. Oh, the library doesn't have it. And just suddenly, I'm like, I want to read it whenever it's in Libby. And I'm like, yeah, the library has it. So hopefully, given that I'm trying to get my Goodreads TBR down to 0, as well as my physical pile, hopefully that will be more plausible and save me a bit of money over just buying all the books. But we'll see. So the other thing I was going to do this month, or this week rather, is come to you with a new TBR for October. But then I decided to give Spoopathon a go, and I'll pop the link down below. Spoopathon is a super relaxed October read along, hosted by Spoopy Hall, and she's releasing, it's a ton of work. She's amazing. She's releasing the prompts a week at a time. So I can't plan too far ahead, but I'm hoping to fit my library books in, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the library books I have out and the library books I have on hold that I'll hopefully be reading in October. So the first is Seasons of Daring Greatly by Ellen Emerson White, which was recommended. Alex Black recommended it in a video recently. And this is about a girl who plays baseball, and then she becomes the first woman in a Major League Baseball game. But it sounds like it's super realistic. Like, she's struggling her way up through the bottom. She doesn't just go straight at the top and a victory for female playing and, you know, all that stuff. She actually has to battle all of that prejudice and difficulties and come in at the bottom and work her way up. And I'm quite interested in that. I'm not quite sure how it's going to fit into Spoopathon, because it doesn't sound at all spoopy, but you know, maybe there'll be a prompt like, I don't know, I think there's clouds on the cover or something. I don't know. We'll see. Next book I've got out is Reprieve by James Han Matson. Now, Reprieve is a lit fic book about it's a group of people doing an escape room, and then someone breaks in and murders one of them. And then I think they have to work out who murdered them and why, and not get murdered themselves along the way. So I'm not quite sure why it's lit fic rather than thriller or horror or crime, but apparently it is. But I think that's got good chances that I'll be able to fit a prompt into that. And then Sleeping Giants by Sylvan Neuvel, which I don't know why I've got the impression this might work. It's about a girl who falls into a hole in the ground, and she lands in the palm of a giant robot and spends the rest of her life trying to work out what the robots are, where they came from, why they're there. I'm not even sure whether I'm assuming there's more than one because the title is Giants, but I'm really not sure. So I've got kind of spooky vibes from it, but I'm not sure that that's justified. I'm not even sure what genre it is, to be honest. So, I'm really, really well prepared for this one, aren't I? But I'm looking forward to it anyway. And it's all of these I saw in a video recently, and I was just like, yeah, I got to read that, but I don't want to add anything more to my TBR, so I'll just get it out of the library straight away. Which doesn't really make any difference in whether I stuck it on the TBR or not, really, does it? Okay, and those are the books I've actually got at the moment. Then the next ones are books that I've got on hold in a decreasing likelihood that I'll actually get them in time to read them in October, but obviously I'll read them whenever they come in. The first is I'm the Vampire, That's Why by Michelle Barsley, and I hadn't found this anywhere in the UK. I don't know, I guess it's a very American book and not very popular. I don't know. It's a contemporary about someone who's gone through a divorce, and then she gets in an accident and she gets turned into a vampire to save her, and she ends up trying to struggle with new romances in her life and her new status as a vampire. So it could be fun. And as I say, I've been wanting to read it for ages, despite it being the sort of book that I think if you just picked it off the shelf, you probably wouldn't think about for very long, but we'll find out. The next book is Jade City by Fonda Lee, which is everywhere. It feels like it's everywhere on BookTube at the moment, but I'm just finding it hard to work out exactly how. It's something about, maybe it's a fantasy series, and there's something about jade as currency, but I'm going into this one pretty much blind and just knowing that most of BookTube love it, so I probably will as well. Perfumed by Patrick Suskind. Now, I've seen mixed reviews about this, but I'm really intrigued and I really want to read it. This one's definitely spooky, and I'm really hoping it will get into October. It's about someone with a particularly great sense of smell who is trying, therefore, to make the best perfume ever. He becomes obsessed with the idea of making a perfume that smells like a young virgin. And he does a lot of murder and stuff, and I gather he's quite misogynistic and horrible. You're not, are you? You're lovely. She's got a box of glacier fruits. So that sounds, and I guess it's quite short, maybe quite artsy. Again, I think this is lipstick. Artsy? You like doing art, don't you? You like sweets. So I guess we'll see. The next is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, which again, it's just like, it's been on my radar, but I haven't really kept any of the details in my head. I think it's about a circus. That's about as far as I've got. Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book. It's the sequel to, what do you call that book? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, in which she was doing her EPQ about a cold case in her town, and then this is presumably the same character doing murder mystery again. The next up is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. It's post-apocalyptic, and it's an expedition going into the wilderness to find out what's going on now, how badly ravished it is, and then, I don't know, stuff happens, there's shenanigans. I'm not sure, but it gets good reviews, so I'll see it. Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. Now, Slaughter, I guess, is very, very popular. There are like 132 people waiting for this book. I've never actually read any of her books, but someone, maybe it was Alex Black again, someone was infusing recently about this particular one, and I just thought I'd give it a go. It's a cold case murder mystery again. someone who was, I think, very popular at the time, but seems to have been mostly forgotten. So hopefully we'll get her some peace. And Babel by R.F. Kuang. And this is about a language college. I think it's dark academia. I think it's about the magic of languages and how languages are intertwined together, and that sounded super interesting. So I was just like, yep, I'm sold. So that is all the books I think we've had enough sweets. That is all the books I've got out from the library at the moment, or on hold from the library at the moment. I will of course be reading physical books as well, because those are all of those books are books that my local library does not have at all. So they're all books that I have got or will be getting in ebooks from California. So yeah, I'm really glad about that. I'm really excited about that, and I hope it's useful knowledge to you too. And what's your favourite book, darling?
Book.
Yeah. And do you like Little Blue Truck?
I do.
Beep beep.
I do. Duck.
Yeah, Little Blue Truck. So I'll be reading lots of those as well, but they don't normally get counted somehow. And I will see you soon, and I assume I might come back to you with TBRs as I go, or might have another go at vlogs, I don't know. But we'll see how Spoopathon goes. Are you doing readathons? There seems to be loads of readathons this month, don't there? So yeah, good luck with and happy reading. Bye.